Then next, what happens? We have to feed the baby, na? She has come out, he or she has come out. We have to feed the baby. Hey, why do I even feed the baby? I have some other things to do. So instead of mother's milk from the breast, nipple to the mouth, and that's how you feed, isn't it? All mammalians feed their babies through their nipples to the mouth directly. So what is milk then? Milk is a wonderful product which is very unstable actually, because it has to be delivered straight to the mouth of the baby. So by definition, what is milk? It's a wonderful product which is very unstable, which seems to have everything for the new baby that has come out, whether it is a dog's baby or a cow's baby or an elephant baby or a tiger baby or a human baby. Every mammal feeds the baby through their nipples. So what is supposed to happen? The baby is to suck the nipple of the mother, and then the milk has to be directly delivered. Why all these problems? We have the so-called biotechnologies in the Western countries. Didn't even have cows here actually. They just got the cows from India. And they said, what is this cow giving only 1 liter of milk, out of which 75% the calf has to drink, and the remaining 25% is a quarter liter. How, what? Nothing can happen. So let's just do some experiments, yeah? Let's do some genetic modifications. Make this cow give a lot more milk, because we have to feed our babies, huh? So while doing that, they forgot there is a calf also coming out. No meat. Just take it out and send it to slaughterhouse, because we need the meat anyway. Give some machines and then suck the milk out. And then it has to be given to the human baby's mouth. So they are unstable by nature. So what do? Let's pasteurize it, let's homogenize it, let's keep it in the cold room, let's have some preservatives because they are going bad. So 1 week, 10 days later, then centralized synthesized milk. You have to have system. Now you have so-called, when I was there, it was a Fred Meyer or some Freddy's. Get a gallon of milk, feed the baby in a plastic bottle and plastic nipple, put it in. Oh, milk, it's not that. Oh, you just add some sugar. You taste the sugar, very nice. And that's what has happened. This happened in America long ago, by 1987, when I first came to America. Actually, the incident, what triggered me to think of what I am doing now, is happened in 1987. Though I had an inkling of what is happening while I was doing my PhD itself. I worked on microbial transformations of steroids for my PhD in Institute of Science back then in 1980s. So I did have some inkling of what is going on, but then when I came to America for my postdoc, the first day, everything was confirmed. So a small 6-year-old baby in the hospital was bleeding. Menstrual cycle has started for 1986 or 87. So I asked the doctor, why is this girl menstruating at the age of 6? Back in India, it is 14 or 15 years old girl that menstruate. It happening, but this girl is little early. Generally, it happens around 9 years. By then itself. So I was in a shock of my life. It's as if 10 atom bombs have fallen on this planet Earth. Then I asked him, he said, why are you worried? Just take, I needed to get a medical certificate. First day I have to join, so go there and get some certificate. It was still going on at that time. Nowadays you have all these smartphones, you scan here, you scan there, and everything is sent directly. That's not what it was happening. We had to go physically and they take your blood and all the things, and then you wait there in the reception hall, and then after one department you go to another place, then they will give you another survey, you go and get checked, and then you have your heart checked, and then all things. You have to physically go and get things done. So by the time I got out of the hospital, I asked almost everywhere, all these so-called doctors, and then everywhere, typical American style. So it got me thinking. I was shocked and I didn't sleep for 3 to 4 days. Then I was just a young scientist. I did my PhD, so science, big things. What is so I came and started doing some science, and then all of a sudden these things happening. So because I worked on steroids, I know androstenedione, testosterone, estrogen, all these things, and metabolic, physiological actions, all the things I've already done, lot of work. I wrote my PhD, I just got my PhD. So it didn't take me long to figure things out, and that the residues of these hormonal injections that are giving the milk, the cows, has screwed up the hormone imbalance. So now, what do we have? We have microbial imbalance, and then you recognize the whole women on the planet. It's not just babies drinking milk. The whole planet started drinking milk. But milk is good, complete food, the scientists declare. And everyone on this planet has to drink milk, because milk has got calcium. You have to have calcium to grow very well. Millions and zillions of kids have grown up without this stupid artificial milk on this planet. They never had any problem with calcium. And then we started, no problem. Then coffee came, tea came, and then we destroyed all the planet's mountainous areas, the forests, and you only have monoculture of tea estates and coffee estates. So it's additions. How do we consume milk? With coffee, with tea. So the whole planet started drinking coffee and tea. Coffee is not good, it has caffeine. So I drink milk. Then you have so-called health drinks, Bornvita, this Vita, that Vita, everything milk. This is a secret of my energy. Some fellow comes and this Ashton, milk is, complete food. Everyone has to have milk. And so baby's gone, Now we're going to gym and drink milk and whey protein from this and that, all kinds of. Because they are producing milk in tons and they want to find. You see, it just turned out to be a business. But then all the scientists in the world, microbiologists, biochemists, everyone pronouncing milk the ultimate food. This transformation happened just under our noses. And no doctor, no scientist, no one says anything about this. In fact, the milk cannot be digested by the human body at the age of 3 or 4. It just switches off. The gene switches off. And you cannot absorb calcium from milk for your kind information, because you have dislodged all the microbes that would turn the milk into buttermilk. The lactobacillus is gone out of your body almost. If at least that was there, the microbial imbalance was not there, whatever little milk you... No, you are drinking liters of it, not because 1 liter contains 985 milligrams of calcium, so you need so much calcium, so you should drink this much milk. This is another science. Because the absorption capacity is only 1/10, so you drink this much milk. Drinking milk now, you make paneer and concentrate on them. And everything is running around calcium, calcium, calcium. As if there is no calcium anywhere on this planet Earth. You just have 100 grams of sesame seed, you have 1 gram of calcium. Coconut milk has calcium, groundnut milk has calcium, your pine nut milk has much more calcium. Pine nuts are just falling like no one's business. Just I was there in Texas, we just went for a walk. I walked for 2 kilometers. You can collect all the pines, you can supply milk for the whole America. So many pine trees are there. Chappad paad ke de raha hai. But we don't want that. We are here with our steroids injecting and the biotechnology. Here is a big business. What are you talking? What pine nut milk? Nonsense. And you give your pine nut milk, just allow it to ferment, you will establish back your microbial balance. So you could correct microbial imbalance, and what else we have done? Hormonal imbalance. So you go on drinking this milk with beautiful residues. I love steroids, and you are addicted already. So that's why if I tell don't drink milk, you all start talking about calcium, this, that, but the essence of it is you are addicted. I'm not recording anything. You don't want to give up any milk. And so anyone who says don't give milk to your baby, that's what I've been telling for the last 25 years, since I came to America. And that's why I ran away from America. I didn't want to give this milk to my baby, because I was scared my baby will also menstruate at the age of 6. So you have created microbial imbalance and hormonal imbalance. So now the whole world, women are actually running around beauty parlors because there is mustache on upper lips of all women in the world. In fact, right in a small village, we have a beauty parlor in BR Hills in Karnataka, which is actually a remote tribal village. We have a beauty parlor. I have gone there and seen. What are they using? Again, chemicals, just to get rid of the hair. Oh, now no problem, we are high-tech. Laser. So you have actually a lot of women are busy having schedules. That's what is happening all around the world. So you are imbalanced that way because all these hormones are getting into your body in the form of milk, which is complete food for your kind information. In the name of science, in the name of technology, and in the name of all doctors proclaiming whoever says don't drink milk is a fool. You see how we have changed, and no one has any problem with this. So we parents all over the world are dumping this poisonous stuff into the mouths of the babies in the last 40-50 years. And so whatever little balance they had is gone out of it. So what are these steroids? They are small micro quantities can control your biological reactions. That's the definition of these steroids. And you have been dumping them in like large quantities. Even if you take 1 milligram, it's like ton of something falling on you. So women did enjoy all these benefits of milk. What about men? Their sperm count itself has come down. Instead of 120 million, we have only 20 million now. To the extent that the diagnostic labs write down now, if you have 20 million sperm count, it's okay, normal. They have no idea. But just 50 to 70 years back, it was 120 million. Why is this normal? Why is that abnormal then? But you need that 120 million count because in nature, it is a competition of the sperms reaching the ovum, and that is the dance of the birth. And that has to happen in a wonderful, balanced, hormonal pool, which is completely. And now is the reason why we have the so-called ADHD fellows coming out of all the human bodies. So we have now microbial imbalance and hormonal imbalance. And leave all the problems that women are facing when they have so-called periods, menstrual cycles. They are postponed, or they are coming very early, or when they have the ovum coming out, it has a lot of issues because the balance is not there, they overbleed. So with all this, they have fibroids developing in the uterus. No problem, remove the uterus. So now it's from the stage of correcting through medicines, the so-called inconveniences, something called Chaku and Kati, it's just operation table started appearing. So anything is not alright, we'll remove it. And now we have advanced through this hi-fi technology, we will redo it, print it, 3D, CD, 5D, whatever, like iPhone. Now it's what, 11 now? 6, 7, 8, 9. Our body doesn't change like that. It takes thousands and thousands of years for some small corrections to happen. So all these things are happening in the name of science. And actually we have been very unscientific all along. All along. Science is actually nowhere there in this picture, actually. Absolutely no science. But we are all doing everything in the name of science. And who are doing this? So-called scientists. And that's why I said I am very attached to this word so-called. Everything is going on with lot of zeal, and so these guys are doing science, and all over the world people are, oh God, just everyone is rushing here to learn this science. And they come learn and then go back and then become the agents of this science. So we have everything that is replicated that happens here, the whole world. So it's very easy, they created this Telugulo దీన్ని మాయా అంటారు. It's a huge word. It's in many dimensions, but in this small context, this is Maya. It's a very big word, okay? If you get into philosophy and spirituality, that's a separate discussions. But just a small introduction to Maya. So we are all now stuck in this Maya called science. Except there is no science here, but it isn't Maya. We all think we are doing science. Everything scientific. So what actually happened is, I went to villages back in 1997. I went back and said, hey, this milk don't drink. So a girl just gave birth. She doesn't know anything. Calcium elinda barutha doctor. That means these guys, without any institutions, have been able to drill this into the minds of an so-called uneducated girl back in remote villages. Because I have been doing this since 1997. I have visited maybe almost 1,000 or 2,000 villages or towns in Karnataka. For the last 15 years I have been trying to communicate to people that we are imbalanced, microbial imbalance, hormonal imbalance, and I am coming to the most horrible imbalance that anyone can think of. I think we are getting the wind of it. And as much we claim we are becoming scientific, as I told you, I demonstrated you that we do not know how to shit now. But then we are telling we are going to go and live in Mars. తెలుగులో అయితే బాగా కిక్ వస్తుంది. మంగళగ్రహానికి వెళ్ళి సంసారం చేస్తున్నాడు, పొద్దున్న లేస్తే దొడ్డి కూర్చుకునేరా. Yeah, excuses, who people don't understand Telugu. I don't need to pronounce in that fashion, but I get a kick out of it. So sad, isn't it? So now what are we doing? We, in the name of science, in the name of health, we are running around all these fellows. But what are we supposed to do if we really want to be healthy? Is it so complicated now? It is so simple. Just don't drink milk. Don't drink milk. And if you do that, now if the planet, the human race, stops drinking milk from tomorrow, after 8 months, we can close down half the hospitals on this planet. Come on, clap. Can we do that? You cannot. I've been trying to do this for the last 20 years. We got to be educated. What it means is that you have to unlearn what you have learned. It's very tough. See, learning is easy. Unlearning is very difficult because you are addicted. In its true sense, you are addicted to this caffeine. You are addicted to this steroids. You are addicted to all this stuff. So, how do you get de-addicted? Only the knowledge. It's only through knowledge you can get de-addicted. But I have been doing this for the last 20 years. It is happening. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have stopped drinking milk, and hundreds and hundreds of families now who have given birth babies in the last 20 years after visiting me as a doctor or listening to me have not been visiting any doctor since then. It's been hundreds of families, thousands of babies have not gone to doctor for the last 12 years. You should clap now. So just correcting. And then the microbial imbalance, what we are trying to do is, it's actually the age-old practice, ancient knowledge that you ferment whatever the fibrous food that you get, and the wonderful fibrous grains that we have discovered. I will just get into that. But this is the background. This is just the most crucial things. And then we built up many more sicknesses in the next imbalance that I am going to talk for next 20 minutes or so. I just want you to be aware what is happening, what is coming next. I want to be fair and square, I don't want to. So this is simple thing, then we started doing these things. And including ADHD kids who have come out actually fared 1,000 times better. So all these ADHD kids, if you don't give milk and then start giving the microbial balance, that ambali, we call ambali, Telugulo ambali antam. Ganjini ferment cheste ambalo. Ambali. రోజు కాదు 3 పూట్ల తినచ్చు. Because you have lost the balance so much. I think at least next 9 weeks to 9 months, everyone should take ambali. Then the balance comes back. In fact, that's what we have done in the case of cancer patients, in the case of dialysis patients, in case of HIV patients. The first thing we do is don't do anything else other than ambali. As I explained to you, the ambali, soak the grain in the night because there is a lot of fiber to carbohydrate ratio is single digit. So you have fiber, and many people think it is high fiber. It's not high fiber, it is the right fiber because the grains that we have introduced into the world, the rice and wheat, are actually almost zero fiber. So you people are used to now this zero fiber food, and then you think when I say eat foxtail millet or this, you think it's high fiber. High fiber. It's not high fiber, it's the right fiber. So the right fiber grain, when you soak, absorbs water, and the fiber just opens up, and then the carbohydrate starts releasing, and then when you cook in a small flame and then feed yourself, the digestion is ready, and slow and steady release of glucose into your blood happens when this wonderful arrangement of God's creation in these grains. And that slow and steady release of glucose is actually the essence of your health, which is not present in your rice and wheat. Simple. So now you understand, I told you, we are getting into what is called glucose imbalance. What is glucose? What is glucose? It is the monomer of carbohydrates. And it happens to be the first energy molecule that is synthesized on this planet Earth by the plant kingdom. Or in the ocean, a small one-celled microbe called phytoplankton. So the energy of the sun god is just captured. So the first molecule, that is what is synthesized in the process called photosynthesis in all the green leaves of this planet, be it a gymnosperm or angiosperm. It captures the sun energy by dividing water molecule into oxygen and hydrogen and fixing the hydrogen onto the carbon dioxide and making glucose. And this process, it has broken the water while breaking the trapping energy has happened. So from the non-material domain to material domain, the glucose is now the captured energy is in the bonds of this carbon units. This is the wonder of the world actually, the photosynthesis. The non-material domain of energy is now made into a chemical energy. So the first thing that happens on this, if this reaction is not there, no life exists. And when all that, that's a philosophical question. We do not know how these things happen, and it happened. Okay, anyway, that's the beginning. So we have an energy molecule called glucose. So it transforms itself into complex things in different plants of the planet. Different forms. Very complex carbohydrates are built. Glucose, fructose, another monomers, and they get into chains, very complex chains, and then they start becoming fiber, and then fiber becomes lignans, lignans become lignin, big planet wood is synthesized. So all these wonderful processes are happening, and then this glucose in different forms, now all the animals on this planet start consuming while making this glucose, and this glucose then transforms itself into proteins. All these things happen in this wonderful plant world. So everything that any animal requires in this planet is there, done by. So it's a huge kitchen. The whole planet is a huge kitchen, just not for you. There are zillions of animals and zillions of things on this planet from time immemorial. So everyone needs to be taken care of, and God has given everything that is required. That is a good saying in Hindi. Bhagavan deta hai, jab deta hai, chappad pad ke deta hai. In fact, he has been giving all the time. As I told you, pine milk. But we don't want to open our eyes and see that it is there. You go to our country, we have so many wonderful things. Sesame seed, groundnut, mustard, all these things give you milk. Enough milk. And coconut. coconuts are just falling, whether you like it or not, all along our sea coast, go to backwaters of